We see Chisholm College and St James's College make their way out in the middle of BB Prince Stadium here for this second game of day 3, confraternity. Set the kick-off a couple of minutes ago. St James is on the right of screen. Chisholm Catholic College will see from the northern end. Time is on our way, 25-minute halves. No time off during, so there's a big carry to start things off from Isaac Madden. Sparks now Madden. Under ball here. Peter Elmore joins me for this clash between Chisholm and St James's College.
Yeah, interesting matchup, John, given that both of these sides were once a combined entity last year. So they've both grown in numbers and now they're in their own right. So last year we would have seen these some of these players playing together.
Wow, there you go. Mate versus mate.
Yep.
There we go. Break down on the left-hand side. There's a Lavacombe puts a fend on, loses a foot. He thought about promoting it. He did all the hard work and now he's come up with an error.
Yeah, great tackle there by Lachlan Ebbington from fullback.
It might be Andrew, the coach's son.
I'm going to have a
stab.
Yep, it certainly would be. He is, in fact.
Not
he plays out of Carina, I believe.
Many names similar there. So
yeah.
With St James's College now, those steps are a long way up, aren't they, mate?
They are.
I just said Michael Crutcher came up the other day, sounded like Darth Vader when he got near.
Yeah.
Here we go, so whipping to the ground there, Leo Gallagher, the tackler, goes on with it a little bit.
Yeah, certainly both teams willing. Plenty of energy.
So, interesting numbers out there. That'll test my eyesight. There's a back row there, I think, in Cadell Jones gets the offload. They go down to the right-hand side and is going to get thrown into touch. And he does.
He does. Well, this is going to be a tough one to call, isn't it, with those numbers from St James. Most of the jerseys are really well laid out, aren't they?
Yeah, there's only a couple there, but we've got the advantage of the monitor here, so we can use the camera to pick up some of those numbers. But in the meantime, it's going to be a scrum feat, or should I say changeover now for Chisholm. They are coached by Andrew Pointer. Yep. And Andrew Ebbington, the coach of St James. St James were here on field 2 as well the other day. That's Wardlow. Wardlow's rolled to the ground. Good quick play of the ball just because of momentum. Has to wait for the footy now to prop forward in Isaac Madden. And Isaac Madden straightens the play up, crawls another couple of metres, gets to the 30. They go to the left-hand side. Here with halfback it's Christopher Wood, and Wood is going to be motored it into the turf here, and the lovely turf that is. I can't believe how green it is up here at Mackay, considering how cold it is with the Gallagher.
Oh,
big shot coming out of the line. One thing I can remember about St James's College, Peter Elmore, is the number of players with dyed orange hair. It's crazy.
It's going to make it even harder with the numbers,
exactly
isn't it?
Right, and they're all about the same height, and that's a good catch in the end there by Curtis Dunn. And now it's the last. So they kicked on the 4th. This is the 5th. Wood puts a kick in the end goal there, and it's going to be saved in the end, is it? The referee's going to say maybe it was knocked on. It's a try. Now, Wood put the kick through here. Whether he retrieved it or he didn't.
No, is it a try?
He has awarded it.
He has awarded it.
Put the kick in. I don't know whether Wood came or his teammate came through and beat him too. Let's look at the replay. Here's the kick through. It's been knocked on there by, I think you find the centre 3/4, and Harrison Semraha has got the try because it's been knocked on by a St James player with orange hair. So that could be anyone. So, after 4 minutes, they score in the corner. Conversion is going to be tricky as always, but good start here for Chisholm. So these guys, so they played together last year under Chisholm St James, or
but St James have both. Certainly St James have had a long history in the carnival. Went through a period there where they couldn't get enough boys, so and the same for Chisholm. So they combined as a single entity. Combines But resurgence of rugby league in both schools, so they came to us and said we want to be part of it. So we had Ambrose Tracy, who didn't come this year.
Okay.
So the separation of these two schools enabled that to occur. Still have a number of schools on a wait list, which makes it hard, I suppose, for those on the wait list when those little things happen. But we had to honour both of those schools that tried to hang in there as much as they could. So.
And were proactive enough to join forces. Had to go. What I was going to ask you, there must have been just on the cusp of having enough players, but obviously to be competitive and have the numbers, they decided to join forces.
Well, we've increased it to 21. The squad's 21, as you can see, for the week. So
all right. So it's with Dunn. He finds a forward runner. Here he comes now. It's Ryan Sparks. So it might be Isaac Madden.
No, it's that Madden again, I think.
Yeah.
He's been strong with his carries already, hasn't he?
Both prop forwards. Again, they go to the left-hand side. Here he goes in the back row with Bailey Lees. And Bailey Lees, and as you do with the back row on that left-hand edge, finding ways to test the centre three quarters on the back line on the opposition. Straight in the play. Rolls out the back. That's a good grab in there by Leo.
And again, we've got a lot of good second phase happening from Chisholm.
Catch and pass.
Yeah, and again.
Oh, look out. Back up play here with Wardlow. And Wardlow mongrels his way through to the 20-metre line. There's some hair on the head of their Wardlow. He'll get
Andy
up play.
Pointer will be saying, let's go left.
Exactly.
And then that's what they're doing.
They got numbers. Catch and pass. Goes back into the field of play here. There's Ryan Sparks. Sparks pops it out the back here. It's in the hands of Bell. Bell goes to the left-hand side with Wood. And now the back row are going for another go as Bailey Lees, and he's going to be grabbed in a tackle from Kiri Vakali, who was outstanding in that game on Tuesday. They go to the blind side, goes back in the field to play the halfback. Nimble gets the offload and scores. There's a forward pass. It was forward.
That knock on, I think.
It's just a forward pass going into the player. I thought the halfback was going to go all the way there, and Christopher Wood. It's going to be a changeover, 10 out. Enterprising stuff. Chisholm, it almost reminded me of the Broncos in 1988. Peter Elmore, they threw it around, they kept it going. Support play was there, give it to a player, and the jersey is completely different to green and the ones worn by St James's College. So it's
well, it does highlight, I suppose, the importance of second phase play, doesn't it? And being able to get that offload and.
Well, if you're sure about it and you've got your hands free, do it. I agree with you. That some coaches say that's not your role, but I think it's the opportunity. You play eyes up footy.
Yep.
Play what's in front of you.
St James doing exactly what you said, and we've got a drop ball there, and we've got
Caleb
Chisholm
O'Toole giving him the opportunity now here for Curtis Dunn. Curtis Dunn. They don't like being tackled, do they, these Chisholm players? They want to try and get up. We've got to. Might be O'Toole himself actually got knocked over. He was the player who came up with an error. Here's a run down the left-hand side here from Matthew Lavacombe. This is earlier. Puts a fend on and then loses the footy.
That was that first up tackle by Lachlan Ebrington.
Now, producer Tyler giving us some highlights while we wait. There's a big shot coming through. Poor old Deegan Bentley. The Bentley was in a car crash, Bentley. Here's the kick into the in-goal area. Now this is just knocked on and then a try. And we see this
offload. This is this series of offloads that we had leading up to that play down the right-hand side.
So just looking to see where the support players were. Now watch this. This is determination. He just keeps driving with the legs. So next game at 11 a.m. with St John's School Roma, who played here on day one against Unity College. I think are yet to make their appearance on BB Prince Stadium. But as I was going to say about the grounds here, I don't know about your place, but with all the cold weather, I don't think I'll be using the lawnmower. The mower was out here this morning. This is immaculate.
Well, all been relined overnight, so yesterday had no play, so we had the opportunity to get the ground staff out to reline them. And looking in talking to Scott McSherry, the pride that each of the grounds officials here have had in trying to get this site ready for the Confraternity Carnival. He said outstanding local support. And it's a good chance for Mackay to, showcase what they have on offer. And I say, what a wonderful facility.
I hadn't had the opportunity to get over to the other fields here, but I can't see the standard being that much lower on the outer fields as it is the field one. They all look pretty good. Yeah. And honestly, on this field here, I walked across it this morning. Don't tell the groundsman. I could sleep on it. It's amazing. So O'Toole comes to the sideline. He's on his feet, which is good.
And you saw there, you've got the doctor come straight out onto the field, checked him out, and he's right to be taken away for another examination. So,
yeah, actually, that's a 12th. I actually saw him in the elevator the other morning. I said, "Where do you play?" He said, "The Centres." I said, "How you been playing?" He said, pretty good. And he said, "I'm enjoying the carnival." Young O'Toole there.
Yep.
And you and I are probably, 6'2". That guy is another 3 or 4 inches higher than you and I.
Yeah.
I don't know what they feed these kids these days.
Exactly
but anyway,
right.
Back live with Chisholm trying to get across the line. He done me half his bell. Yeah. I don't know whether they're supposed to go to the 18 there and Gallagher.
But they're going down that left side.
Catch and pass, a lock forward. Lavercombe gives it off.
Oh, no.
Oh,
great cover defence. I'm going to call that as no try from here. We're a long way away.
McNamara.
Yep, but it's great cover defence.
There's a try every day of the week there, but scrambling defence for St James just wanted it more. Well, they came across here and I think he's hit the corner post.
Yeah, got a leg injury over there in the corner again.
He's sitting up. He's fine. He's just going to.
And
he couldn't be any further away for the trainers. They've got to make a bit of a track. So, yeah, had 3 outside, but scrambling defence there from James's. And no try, so their line remains intact here. St James, the only try of the match so far coming from Harrison Semraha in the 4th minute. 25-minute halves. And he's gone to the sideline, so they'll play on, bring on Tyrell Hagagakiki, who's going to go on to the left wing. He's probably going to be the biggest left wing
I would say,
on the planet.
If not, he's going to be very close. He's certainly be in the top 5.
He's a tall man. Look at this. Here we go.
That's a great run there from...
Now, there's 2 of them.
Right.
There's Kobe Vakalali and his brother Kurt. And they're both just monsters.
Well, that's 14. That was Kobe, I think.
So keeping it alive, went backwards, says the referee. But if you just look out there, there's 6 of them with orange hair. And they're all in the forwards. So they must have a cartel.
Yep.
Something to do before Carnival. That's the Carnival atmosphere. I'm sure it'll come off before they see Mum and Dad on Saturday.
Or their principal the following week.
I said, a couple of Darnagis pushing away. Come sideways, but they'll get up and play it. And that was a good carry there. That was from Kurt Vakalahi. And that's going to be a high kick. Has a bit of a look to the fullback. Well, it's not the fullback. It's actually Curtis Dunn who has to bring it back in. He's going to be tackled there by Keenan Leilihi. And he's a speed machine.
What a wonderful tackle. That's number 11.
Well, he's come in for a second F there. Probably should have been a penalty. That was
the Andre Togia.
Togia, yeah. Leandre. One-handed pickup. Here they come again. It's with Bell. Bell gives to his halfback and Christian Wood. He gets the offload here. Gee, they don't mind keeping the ball alive here to Chisholm.
Yeah, Christian Wood's been very busy, hasn't he? He's been probing and trying to find gaps in the line. I've been impressed with him so far. He's had a good start to the game.
Good run there from Ryan Sparks. Now it's the last tackle. Puts it into the air. Now there's Leo Gallagher. It's allowed to bounce. Tidy up the back. Gallagher goes through with a chase. It's not too bad, but it's actually going to be the back row, and Braden Lee's leading the defensive charge there through. So
well, St James have done well, haven't they? There was a fairly sustained onslaught earlier on from Chisholm, but they've held on a couple of,
Well, you're quite right, Peter. There's a couple of times they should have scored a try, Chisholm.
Yeah, and that sort of fits with what Andrew Ebrington's been saying about them. They've been very willing and very committed, and he's saying they're going to take a real lot out of this carnival, their first full carnival together. So he'd be pretty happy at half time if they go in with this scoreline.
And when you say about that, it's because they've got actually, they would have learned a lot of how to play and manage in a carnival atmosphere. It's not every Saturday they're playing footy. It's every half a day.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's a learning year for both schools, I'd say. And those players who go away from this carnival and then go back to school in a year 11 and come back next year, it's the building blocks for next year.
Is that Troy Ravelli?
It is Troy Ravelli. We might try and get him up in the box. What do you think?
Well, I saw him at breakfast and I said, I do believe you've been hijacked to do some commentary. He said, apparently so. But anyway,
he's sitting down there. It looks like he's
not far away. He's getting ready.
Yeah, he's
acclimatising himself at this level.
I'll get him at half time. How's that?
There you go. Former Mackay Cutters CEO, now the CEO of the North Devils, is Troy Ravelli. This scrum's going to be set on the 40-metre line. It's going to be won here by St James's. So this defensive effort might actually bear fruit in a try. But first of all, they've got to get past Chisholm. Chisholm been outstanding in attack, keeping the ball alive. Can they match their enthusiasm in defence? Catch some passes with Leilili. He's going to be brought to the ground 28 metres or 25 metres out from the try line. Dummy half, McClure. Through the hands, no one really running onto it. It's just going Simon Vakali. And Vakali is going to try and get out of the tackle.
Well, they're in the centre of the field. They can go either way. They don't look like they're coming this way, though.
No, they're all shimmering
all
to the right,
aren't they?
Fair sign.
Yep.
Tackle there was Semraya, along with a half back in Christopher Wood. Long pass, looping one. Vakali puts a really ordinary kick in, or is it going to be knocked on? It's going to be first knock on, so they get 6 more here, Wilson James.
Well, that's a bonus out of probably not the kick that he expected to make. So sometimes the game does give you a bonus, and that's certainly one of them. Yep. It probably wasn't in Andrew Edwington's game plan, that I would imagine. A front rower kicking was.
Well, he'll say, I knew what I was doing. He thought it was going to go on my foot. And we can see Ethan Natu come to the sideline for St James, so one less big body out.
A scrum, attacking move, the lock picks it up, or the front rower it is actually playing it lock. Around the corner pass.
How did he do that? And it just goes in touch.
I think
defence there from
Chisholm,
but I was going to say to you, what I thought was going to happen was what we saw with the girls' game. I think you called it with me the other day, where there's a chip kick from the halfback. Well, it wasn't a chip kick from the halfback. Ran from the back of the scrum here, and just went straight through and scored the try. So those set plays from the scrums certainly can be tricky. It's one-on-one defence. So 18 out from the try line. Trying to work it out now, Chisholm. So again, they don't mind second or third passes in the one set. He's not going to listen to you, mate.
No, he's
not.
You
know what he's doing. It's Gallagher. He just realised where he was and who was up here.
Okay.
Troy Ravelli. No, he did say he'll come up a little bit later on. Still a lot of footy to go here at Confraternity. Just under 2 days of action. You can catch it all live on the website in every field. As we see Caden Blight. Gets the offload, and it's going to go into touch. I can't see a touch judge flag, so it might have been just a knock on. It will be a scrum. It's going a long way back.
It's a handover, I think, John.
You're right, 10 metres.
Yep. Well, here's a good opportunity for St James. We've got about 7 minutes to go in this first half with 25-minute halves today. So down by 4, and an opportunity here with 7 minutes to go for St James. And there's a good run by the lock forward.
Get out of my way. Yeah. Chisholm needs to defend. They have a 4-0 lead.
On the back of that, we're going to go right to the centre. We should have them fanned out either side, options both ways. I'm gathering they're coming left, though, John. No, they've gone right. There you go. Halfback, great play, straight down the centre. That's a great play.
Well, they went right, came left, and that put them off balance. Chisholm and St James's have gone over and scored a try with only just getting across the chalk. So they go back inside. That's a 17. And Ben Gray
And he's done really well. It's given away a few pounds to the defenders too. So just great determination from Ben Gray there from St James. But after good lead-up work there by Jim McClure, the halfback. Nice little inside ball.
Well, I think they all heard you, so they were going to go to the
I
left.
think I might have. They'll certainly all fanned out this way, weren't they? So they sold it pretty well.
And that gets them off balance because they go the other way and come back. It was kind of like the Storm move, but not really. But just a change of play and that wrong-footed the defence. And then, obviously, they got enough players there, but they didn't get anything around the right arm. Conversion successful, 6-4.
Well, Coach Andy Pointer from Chisholm College probably wouldn't have expected that as the score line after the way in which they started the half.
The conversion could be quite important in the end. So it's all to do for Chisholm to wind out this half, but yeah, good try. Just under 5 minutes still to go. Supposed to be a little bit of rain tomorrow, but not a great deal.
Certainly, hopefully not enough to make it a wet weather day at footy. We'd like to see some good open play.
I don't think the field will be a problem.
No.
That's for sure.
Well,
breakdown of communication.
Yours. And the touch judge got his hand up, his flag up. I don't know what...
so it was knocked on, I guess. And that was going by the shorts of the touch judge. He's a St James's touch judge, saying it was...
I think he's a Chisholm touch judge, I think.
With the orange shorts? Maroon shorts.
Yeah, I think...
So the scrum feed will go to Chisholm. So from the kick-off, so good field position here.
Well, here's their chance, and we say it so many times, John. Let's complete the set after the try.
They've got 4.
Yeah, I think
three.
Lachlan
Now
Edmonton's
it's 5-4.
now sorted it out. I think he's come over. Yeah, well, they had an opportunity there, didn't they?
Christopher Wood, if he had gone left, he had the numbers. But anyway, it's going to be with Bayev. Number 2 coming in to do a little bit of work.
Yeah, and here's big number 10 again. That's Isaac Madden. Been very strong with his carries today.
All 4 front rows in this game have been very physical. Christopher Bell. Coming out of line. Defence there is Jim McClure. Shuts down that play. So what they're doing is almost like the Canberra defensive line or banana defence from the 80s under Tim Sheens, where the outside back shoot up in a banana shape and turn the attacking side back inside, and that's been very effective here. Grub a kick into the in-goal area. There's a prop 40 he's going to get some sort of a boot to that. That'll be a line dropout. So good end of the set of 6 there for Chisholm. So you can see young O'Toole on the sideline just quickly. He's sitting with his teammates, so he seems to be okay. I'm not sure he'll come back on again, but he's fine.
Just over 3 minutes to go. Or 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, very important, those 5 minutes either side of half-time. Comes off the knee here. There. Ebrington. Slammed on his back.
Ebrington on both sides. 6 there for...
Madden for the try line. The big fella deserves that try.
He certainly does.
Ever since he took it from the kick-off to start the match here, he's been full of venom in his ball carrying and his post-contact meters there. He's got himself a meat pie. Have a look at this. Try and stop that, Peter Elmore.
Well, certainly the intention was right there, but certainly the contact just wasn't good enough to get him.
He was cheering when he rolled over. He's very happy.
He thought that he'd actually scored that when he caught it. He's
probably
confident.
Yeah. More than likely. Yeah. So now they've turned it back onto St James's now. Yep. They've taken, it should be actually...
Well, I was saying earlier that Coach Andrew Ebrington would be pretty happy with that as a half-time score, even though he's not happy that they would have scored just on half-time. But the way in which Chisholm started the game, we thought this could go certainly a lot more than what it has. So they've had the opportunity, I suppose, to stem the flow, hit back with a try, But a well-deserved try there to Chisholm just on half-time, and that man, Isaac Madden.
Version from Leo Gallagher, who's also been good, bends that one in between the uprights, and the cheer squad's pretty happy about that.
There's the Chisholm, I wouldn't imagine they'd be rushing up to kick this with 40 seconds to go.
10-6, and I think, I don't think St James has done anything wrong, though. They seem to have lost a little bit of momentum since Ethan Naku came to the sideline. Some of their big plays, but they've been really well driven around the park there by Christopher Wood. Ryan Sparks, we see some good running from Wardlow, and then obviously Madden himself. Leo Gallagher's been strong, so half-time I think is probably what they need to stop is actually the offloads from Chisholm, because they're just keeping the ball alive and it's over-committing plays.
There's number 11, who's also been strong for Chisholm, Bailey Lees. So he's carted the ball up there from the kickoff. That brings us up to half-time. Coach Andy Pointer and Andrew Ebrington now get a chance to talk to their respective sides.
Have the conversation, we like to say, at half-time, and we'll have a break ourselves. 10-6 is the scoreline. Chisholm over St James's. We'll be back with the second half here. Confraternity, it's semi-finals day here, live from BB Brent Stadium.
For me, it's an opportunity to learn without restrictions.
It's the coach I need to always improve my game.
It's being a brother to another.
It's the chance to perform at my highest potential.
It's understanding the importance of our historical community.
So what can St Edmunds do for you?
We are
men of faith,
men of learning,
men of humility.
We are
men of action.
We are
St Patrick's College, Shorncliffe.
We see you working hard, juggling, dreaming, climbing. We see your ambition, your dedication. We see you gaining confidence in our spaces and on our screens. Yeah, we see you doing more and going further. With CQ University Australia, it's time to be what you want to be.
All right, the second half about to get underway here. Chisholm College. Tried in the 4th minute to Harrison Semuraha, and in the 17th minute, tried to Ben Gray, or 19th minute to Ben Gray. So, close contest. Half-time done and dusted, and this will be the last 25 minutes of confraternity for these two colleges.
They'll play tomorrow.
I'll play tomorrow, beg your pardon. I was thinking about the girls.
Yes.
So, 25-minute half, so away we go, and he's going to send it off with Christopher Wood. Allowed to bounce, so from what I've seen in this first half, Michael Crutcher, Chisholm have played the most expansive and free-flowing footy I've seen from the whole carnival. They've kept it alive. And for St James, if they're going to try and stop that, they need to stop the offloads. And at the moment, while their ball carrying has been okay, their defence are just losing the wrestle. St James, that's around the shoulders. So 10-6 to Chisholm.
Now, you've mentioned already, John, that these two teams played together last year. And there's a nice little offload there. Last year, their assistant coach was John Rubin, who made his NRL debut about 2 weeks ago as the oldest debutant in the NRL era at age 29. John, former North Devils premiership winger, played for the Dragons, made his NRL debut against the Cowboys, but he was a Confro graduate himself. John Rubin played for Ignatius Park College in 2010. He was back with the St James coaching staff last year and loved it. Just loved being back at Confro, and I'm sure if JR wasn't down training with the Dragons, he'd love to be back here now.
Yeah, no, we spoke to Jonathan Rubin on the Queensland League Scene show, and you could tell he was nervous, but he was very grateful for the opportunity. And wow, nobody scores tries like John O'Rubin. Holy smokes!
That's right, and a great example with these boys. He was teaching last year, part of the staff at St James last year, and he loved it, and reluctantly left that to pursue his full-time NRL dream this year. Yeah,
well, he could easily give away because of his age, as you mentioned. They're going to go into touch there, but never give up. Obviously, missed the cricket. Obviously, he didn't start playing for Australia until he was 30, and look where he went. So, yeah, Mike Hussey, never give up. But just saw in that set of 6 there again from Chisholm, their coach Andrew Pointer doesn't mind saying keep the ball alive, get your arms free if you can, make sure you support players there. And they're winning this game just through being flamboyant with the footy.
Yeah, Chisholm and St James, I love these games because these are two Div 3 teams. They haven't enjoyed too much success in the opening 2 days, but this is what Confro does. It brings these teams together. Small schools, large schools will see the big footy schools this afternoon when we hit our Shield semi-finals, but there's so much energy and just enjoyment when you see the teams like St James and Chisholm out there. St James and Edmund Rice Education School. Its past students include the former Brisbane Lord Mayor Graham Quirk, he's a proud Jimmy's boy, and Chisholm Catholic College, Brisbane Catholic Education School. So about 30 years old, and a former principal of Chisholm, I'm pretty sure, Chris Ledbetter, now the principal of St Laurie's.
Oh, here we go.
And someone who has yet to get into this commentary box yet.
Mate.
He's promised every day Chris Ledbetter to be here. We haven't seen him.
He's elusive. We're going to might get security onto this. Anyways, a chance to get to the right hand side. Hangs on the ball, catch and pass. He had to come off his wing there to make that tackle. Otherwise, it's a try in the corner to the men in green. They come to the left-hand side. Had a little bit of a look there, did Alistair Wardlow, and you can imagine why, because the human wrecking ball, Kurt Vakahali, was going to absolutely cut him in half, and he's come up with an error, and that will be a change over to St James, or a scrum, I should say.
Well, the last game I called with you before Peter Elmore came up was the Emmaus girls, who had pink ribbons in their hair. Now we've got the St James boys who are also testing me in terms of recognising them in the far corner, when they're in the far corner away from us, when they've got similar hairstyles there, and my eyes aren't that good. So,
yeah, they're all about the same height. They're all orange, and unfortunately the numbers are a little bit hard to read as well. So it's keeping us guessing. So if we've got them wrong, we apologise here. But anyway, that ball goes backwards. It's been dived on. So now they're only a metre out from their own try line here. St James's College, they're down 10-6, so not out of it yet for sure. So we can see Pete's at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You would if you could.
I would if I was on my way home from somewhere, but not after a night's sleep. But anyway, that's what you got to do. It's certainly hot weather, cold weather eating at the moment here at Mackay.
It's pizza weather. It is chilly out there still.
It is chilly, so you want to eat that pretty quickly, and I wouldn't have a problem with knocking one of those over quite quickly. As I said, like I said to you yesterday, I'm actually banned from the buffet after yesterday's effort. Dragging the chair up to the poached steak section. To the left they go. He was with Kurt Vakahali. He's going to lose the footy, picks it up here. This guy's been great, this Leo Gallagher, since he's come on. Gallagher goes out to the left-hand side with Christopher Wood. And the halfback will take that tackle across the 30-metre line. So keep an eye on that number 18. A dart from dummy half goes Christopher Bell, and Christopher Bell will get to the 20. So a few tackles to go here for sure. Here he is, that man in Gallagher. He gets the offload to the prop forward, and Ryan Sparks. He's a nimble front rower, and they keep it alive, just keep rolling it over. It's with Chris Dunn. They go to the right-hand side. Now the prop forward's Isaac Madden. And Madden, the turn it back inside, and they're going to keep going towards that line here, looking for a one-on-one strip. 2 out from the try line. That took an eternity, that tackle. They're still alive. 5 metres out from the try line. Here he goes. The prop forward goes close to the line. Pulled down. Good defence here. St James's College. They're hanging on. There's a big back line out here to the left-hand side. They need to put through there. Joel goes half a wrap around. He's going to say it's going to be knocked forward in midair.
You can see the gap open there too. There was a try on, but the ball just spilling out the pass just up near shoulder height. You can see that gap. There it is.
Well, he's going to say it was a knock-on off the top of the shoulder, and he's going to go over and score for all money.
I reckon Matthew Lavacombe saw that gap as well, just before the ball came in. Just there's some big bodies in that Jimmy's forward pack, and you can see, like you meant, the likes of Leo Gallagher, high work rate for Chisholm, just getting through work and offload. So you've got, I guess, that contest, haven't you, of a bit of size against a bit of speed potentially, and a work rate there for Chisholm.
Well, if you look at the forward pack here from Chisholm, that's good defence there as well from the prop forward in Isaac Matt. They're not big forwards. All 6 of them out there are probably about the same size, height and weight. And that gives them that mobility to get around these big forwards that have been rolled out here by St James's. And that's going to be he's going to check with a touch judge as to whether it was a loose carry. And this is a bit of pressure on here because the touch judge is wearing St James's College shorts. So he's the touch judge from the college, and he's been asked to make a ruling on a knock-on, and it's quite a crucial one.
Now, I'm happy just to fill in here this morning, because coming up next, the 11 o'clock game on Field 1, we have St John's from Roma against Unity College from Sunshine Coast with you, guest commentator Troy Ravelli, a legend of these parts, a former Confro winning coach with St Pat's Mackay, and he's up here because there is a big St Pat's Mackay reunion on tonight.
So here goes a prop forward, try time, the nimble-footed Isaac Madden. Well, Peter Elmore will be happy about that. He said he was the player of the first half here, and they're all pretty cock-a-hoop. And Isaac Madden comes up with a try. And look at this, just off the back of a scrum, charges through some brittle defence, a tiring defence, and over they go.
Don't you love to see the enthusiasm on the Chisholm players there? We mentioned before, it's great to see these Dip 3 teams out there really going at it, looking for a win on Thursday morning. And that's what Confro means. You don't have to win the Confro Shield to have fun this week. There's teams who are playing Dip 3 games who are having just as much fun. They're out there, they're playing with their mates. You know, they're playing for their school, and they're playing in a carnival. And we know for some of these guys, there are some who are back from playing at Iona College last year in the pool games. There are others, this is it for them in terms of playing at Confraternity Carnival, and perhaps playing at this level of footy just with their mates. It's not a club team as such, it's the guys they've gone to school with, sometimes right the way through prep onto grade 12. So to get that out here, you can see what it means to some of them when they can score tries and play well. That's what Confraternity Carnival does, and I'm sure, as I mentioned, Troy Ravelli's here. There's he coached St Pat's Mackay teams to wins over 20 years ago, including his son Grant, who played 100 NRL games. His conversion is unsuccessful. Breeze might have got hold of that, but that's what these guys, they've flown in from all different parts to come to the reunion today because their memories of Confro are so vivid. It's things that they never forget, like Michael Morgan, who played obviously Origin for Queensland, said to the Ignatius Park College guys, yes, he's won Origins, he's won NRL Premiership, but gee, it's hard for him to forget the memories of Confraternity Shield wins.
Now, obviously your connection with the North Devils, so you won't be surprised in what I'm talking about. Is in the style of play that's been done by Chisholm is very Jets-like. And that can be taxing on the defensive side when they're just trying to knock the player down here. But they're playing a little bit jet-style footy. Probably not jinking runs, but just keeping the ball low. And unless St James's can cut down these offloads and support play, they're going to get a lot more hurt on the scoreboard. So here's a break down the left-hand side.
And a goose step, if you don't mind, too, down the left-hand side.
He can get taken into the goose step touchline. Anyway, so... Oh, it's going to be knocked on, and that'll be scrummed down. But, well, fortune favours the brave. You can have a look at...
Let's go!
Christopher Wood, he's done all that hard work, and he goes, what are you... I look up and we're, what? Packing the scrum.
Yeah, we'll see the goose step come up here as well. That should be on the highlights. Just gives it the big step and stays in by centimetres and then playfully throws his arms up and hits the ground when that ball is knocked on. You're right about that, keeping that ball alive, and especially against a team that's got a bit of size like this St James forward pack. If you can manage to keep that ball alive and then get on your chest for a quick play the ball, get that play the ball and keep that next tackle going, that can really test some of those defences that have to get back the 10 if you commit them to the tackle. So, yeah, it's working well for Chisholm at the moment with their lead of 14-6.
What happened there? We sort of stopped for a moment here, and they're going to try and promote the footy themselves. St James, where they're down 14 points, a 6 and 8 point ball game. Just double check that. I don't think the conversion was successful. It could be. Oh, no, that's right, 8-4. 10-6 at half time. And while this forward pack isn't big here from Chisholm, it's actually quite effective, and they're hitting the breadbasket of the ball carriers. Pretty obvious. Their game plan is just roll up the middle, so there's not a lot of players with the left or right hand side except for the 14 in Kobe Vakali, who's actually got some moves, and he's only one man. Halfway line is just in front of St James's now. Puts it on the toe. It wasn't the last, but the back three are there. Bring it back in the field players. Jorshin there. Haven't called much of. That's why it isn't. It's because Curtis Dunn. I don't think there's the fullbacks out there. Nobody there for a change. He had his arms free, the big fella. And that was Jackson Brown. He's lost the footy. Jackson Brown, well, he's like the singer. He's on stage there. He's got the hands out saying, I feel good. But no, he's got the ball taken off him.
I was going to say, and I could guarantee that remonstrating with the referee at Confro doesn't generally get you too far. The referees are very good. There's 28 referees here this week, so when we have 6 fields going at once, you obviously need plenty of referees because there's also touch judges in the Div 1 games, and the referees, like the players, not immune to injuries. A couple of minor injuries for some of the refs, which means a couple of fewer today for semi-finals day for the boys and grand final day for the girls.
Yeah, no stranger to the mullet either. This referee's got a beauty.
That is a very good
mullet, isn't it? Probably my favourite referee at the moment.
Deserves special mention, a mullet of that quality.
Yep. Using it. So what's old is new again, and that's the 30-metre line.
Now I'm guessing he's not a student of a confraternity school, because not many of them have those. Look at that, not many of them have those haircut restrictions.
Kobe Vakali, the man I was talking about, causing some damage, and he's going to come up with damage to his coach because he just knocked that on.
Yeah, just that play the ball. We saw the second error in the play the ball following the Chisholm error earlier on, but
this is Kobe Vakali. He does again. He just gets the bumper bars up. He gets good leg position, drives forward with the upper body at the same time, and just like a bull at the gate.
There's going to be a handful close to the line, but St James have to get close to the line just to enable some of those big forwards to really test out that defence up close.
So the scrum is expected won by Chisholm Catholic College. And that's the 30-metre line. Dart from dummy half, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell is running from dummy half, and with the headgear is very similar to one of the coaches here and the former Jets player, Christopher Ash. I love the way he decides when to run and not to run. Very similar in, obviously not size, but the way he plays the number 9. Christopher Ash coaches, and you'll be able to tell me Michael Crutcher.
Put him on the spot here.
Yeah,
John.
no, I thought here, this is the man I'm talking about here. Away he goes, Leo Gallagher. Gives it off to the halfback and Wood and put that out in the full. Now, it's Matthew Lavacombe is suggesting what I mean touch, but anyway.
Now I'm seeing already today here, we mentioned that we have 2 games on Monday and Tuesday for each team. So they play twice both days. Today they played just 1 game. The same tomorrow for the boys. The girls finish today. But it's also photo day for a bunch of the Division 1 teams. So I've just seen the Padua team down there in full kit. I've seen St Brendan's, who are a semi-finalist this afternoon, in full kit as well. So it's not just come turn up in your uniform to play. A lot of these teams are out here getting a photo this morning to keep for the records. I'm sure they go back to their places of accommodation now as there's an offload that goes astray. But it doesn't stop at Comfro, John. There's always something for these teams to do, as we're going to have a penalty here. A penalty for running around the back of a player, an obstruction penalty right in front.
Well, it's interesting because Chris Vass, coach of St Peter Claver College. It's interesting because Peter Elmore, who is obviously the headmaster of Padua, I did hear out the background, Mr. Elmore, 10 minutes, Mr. Elmore, 10 minutes, and that was obviously makeup calling him in for the photo shoot with Padua.
That would be right. Peter Elmore probably spend a half an hour or so in makeup before he gets down to the photo.
He looks a treat. Coming out of AGM as well, he looked fantastic. So as Kura was done, they're trying to put this contest to bed here at Chisholm Catholic College. Got some nimble play, and it's very hard to believe this is Div 3 because it's been enterprising rugby league, and it gets a fortuitous bounce. So here they come here. The bench gets up here for St James's. They know how important this is. There's 8.5 minutes to go here. They're down on the scoreboard by 8 points, so they need to score twice. And that was a good grab there by Lebron Leahy. Not for the first time. He's good on day 1. Try to get through this defence here. The tackle there is Ryan Sparks along with the halfback and Christopher Wood. 40-metre line's just there. So they need to throw some razzle-dazzle. They're kicking early. Nobody's at home. Foot race. All he has to do is get a bounce. Right, gets the bounce. Still going his right. Turns the defence inside out. Right, goes for the corner. Get there. Rolls it back. Picks it up. Still alive. The 5'8" has a crack and Dunn will take the tackle. Well, enterprising stuff here, St James's. They kicked early because nobody was home. Now the halfback goes again, and Jimmy McClure gets the offload, goes, and no one's going to be picked up there in the end by Chisholm. Oh, you can't fault them for having a crack.
Oh, they had a crack, all right. The ball stayed in, and even that little move there, the little G can go to a short side with an overlap. There was a good intention there, but doesn't come off, and here's a relieving penalty for Chisholm. Well done, St James. That was a nice passage of play there.
Have a look, here's the replay. Nobody was home, needed the bounce, picks it up on the half volley, not bad, cover defence coming. It's not over yet. Goose stepping run. That might have been Ryan Cup, Curtis Dunn comes in and cover defence there and cuts down the plane. As you said, Michael Cruncher, a relieving penalty to boot.
Yeah, getting late in the game now. As I said, these are 25-minute halves today, so these teams are now moving into this final 10 minutes, going past where they played Monday, Tuesday in that term. Now, we talk about the Div 1, Div 2, Div 3 teams, and give Chisholm as an example here. About 1,000 students in a co-ed setting for Chisholm, so you look at that versus a turnover here with a knock-on to play the ball. Look at a school, some of the schools like St Lawrence's getting up near 2,000 students, Iona College over 1,600, boys only. So one of the reasons too that some of these schools are playing in the different divisions is, of course, they have smaller numbers of boys to choose from when they get out here for Confraternity Carnival. So they do a great job, though. They bring these teams together. And as we said, there's memories I'll take away from here that they will recall for a long time.
Fed, they need to score in this set of 6. You think they put it through the handers with LeBron Lady. Trying to walk out the tackle there of Haki Gaiki. Wants to have a crack here. Oh, juggles. And that's that man. Doesn't give up there, does he? It's Kobu Bakalahi. He's winded. They put him on the back. They win the wrestle and a tackle there from Harrison Semraya. Madden the tackler. Referee. Well, trains come on from everywhere for some reason. Maybe it's a head thing.
Yeah, I just think that they were concerned there. Had a bit of a bump on his head as he stood up, and he either slipped with his back foot as he got up, and there's just enough concern to say we just want to check this out just to make sure he is okay.
Well,
so they'll do that now, which is the care taken for all of these players here this week is really good. He's lining up here. They're happy that that was just a slip as he got up, so get ready. This is a push off the back fence run coming up here, I think.
They're checking the wrong player. The guy he ran into, they should have a look at him. He loses the footy. Good defence. Now, that's a great tackle.
Great legs tackle. Great legs tackle.
And Isaac Madden, he actually had a bit of concern for the ball carrier there and cut about two there to see if he was okay, but it didn't go to Cody McCarley, which is what the Chisholm boys were expecting. But
they're leaving nothing out there, both of these teams. They're really having a crack here in the last 5 minutes or so.
Curtis Dunn.
So St James had to score twice to get it back, so they might chance their arm here.
So Chisholm, 8-point lead. Should do enough to wind down the clock. They just need to complete this set. Half break here from Alistair Wardlow. Wardlow gets across the 40, looking to try and get a quick play the ball. Blindside they go. They have numbers, but coming back the other way is Christopher Wood.
Oh, ball goes to ground. A chance for St James maybe now to see if they can get down the other end.
They may actually do what they did before Michael Crutchin, probably kick on the third when everybody's up, the back three, and make sure everybody knows about it so the chasers are aware of the kick that's ensuring. Got a players grabbing his right arm. Might be the half back there for St James and Jimmy McClure. No, he's all right. He doesn't know which side the scrum to stand on, which is not a good sign. He's okay, Jimmy McClure. So this is the 30. Let's see what happens. It's a set play, so it's one-on-one stuff. That's not a great pass. Won't be happy about that. Will Roman June. Isaac Madden, the tackler. Fullback has gone back. So awake to it to a degree. That's Leon Lamb. He comes up on there. Well, that you would think is the ball game for St James with that handling error. It'll be a scrum feed to Christian College on the 38-metre mark.
It's Peter Elmore down there. There's another wardrobe change. We can see down the front there for a photo.
It's like the lead singer of Talking Heads.
Yeah.
He changes after every song or every set.
There you go. That could be Peter Elmore. He's multiple changes for photos today. Now, coming up next, of course, don't forget Troy Ravelli in the box. Ask him about some of the great Confro memories of years gone by. He's got a million of them.
I'll bet. That's been knocked down by the Chisholm, the St James's player, Ryan Coleman. So, again, another scrum feed for Chisholm Catholics to try and get maybe one more shot at the try line. They'll win the scrum. Let's see if they do something razzle-dazzle, which they've done all game. I really enjoyed what Andrew Pointer's put on the park here with his players. They haven't got a lot of size here. They've kept it alive. They've actually run down the bigger forward pack because of their mobility and the back line not sure where to go. And that can be exhausting mentally. And I think it's been a great game plan. This man here has been dynamic in Leo Gallagher, and Gallagher will take that tackle on the 20. Dummy half is Christopher Bell, but he's going to come up with an error. There's probably about 5 scrums in the last 2 minutes.
Has to be, and that's what we mean. We're getting into late here in this match, the 25-minute halves, and after a combined 160 minutes of football each on the first 2 days, there will be tired bodies and some. That brings with it mistakes as well. We know that once you start to get tired, the body gets a bit sore. It can be harder to hold on at times.
See that Leo Gallagher run there before where he had the hand out like a waiter with a hand on the plate here saying, here it is, take it off me. And that's confidence. But, yeah, so as you said, the next game, St John's and Unity. So that's Div 2.
Div 3 game, I think, is it? I'll have to go and double check on that, but so many teams. But again, it's Compro at its best, a team from Roma up against a team from Sunshine Coast. So that will be a Div 3 game.
Something like this one.
The tail end of the Div 3 games. Unity have been pretty good. I don't think they lost a game in their pool matches, but unfortunately for them, lost in the quarterfinals on Heartbreak Tuesday, as it's known. Here's a
final
kick.
play, puts it through. Pops can kick. Kurt Fakali puts one down here. It's going to be brought back in the field by Curtis Dunn. And Curtis Dunn, well, they're going to plough him into the grass. That is full time. What an entertaining game of rugby league. It's a win to Chisholm Catholic. The David and Goliath battle. And David was just a little bit too more nimble, kept the pill alive here. And they ran the backs, the forward pack of St. James's down, and they've run away with this one 14-6. We'll be back with the next game shortly. Michael Crutcher, we'll see you soon.
Will do. Thanks, John.
Bye.